So it's Thursday morning. I'm headed to the gym with my wife and 2 kids. We go twice a week. Strength training is a big part of my training routine. I'm a huge believer in what it does for just overall health, but also for running performance, injury prevention, all of that good stuff. So go twice a week. I found that to be the kind of ideal a volume of strength training to not hinder running training or running performance, but still get quality workouts in and still improve strength. So today I'm going to dive in more to kind of not how to do exercises or anything like that. I want to dive into more of like why I'm doing what I'm doing on the strength training side of things. And so, like I said, right now I'm doing 2 times a week, and I'm doing a lot of low volume, low rep, high intensity work. And there's a few reasons why I want to do that. One, because like I said, I'm trying to kind of lose muscle mass right now. So for me individually, that's a big reason. I'm trying to increase strength while kind of decreasing or maintaining muscle mass. So that's one reason why I'm doing it. The second reason, and the bigger reason, and this is what I would say for be an advocate for kind of this type of training, if you're training for running, to do lower rep, higher weight, higher intensity work, is because a big part of strength training for running performance is improving running economy. It's a tool that we can use to be better runners. And so what I mean by running economy, basically running economy is how efficient are you at certain paces. And we know from, not to get like overly scientific, but there's a few different ways that we can improve running economy or running efficiency. And one of those is improving our power output. So like how much force are we applying into the ground with each stride? And if we apply more force to the ground comparative to our body weight, the more that we'll propel ourselves forward with each stride. And so if you increase your stride length while you're running, then that's going to mean that you're going to get faster. But it also is going to, like I said, improve running economy. So improve your efficiency and avoid as much muscle breakdown as possible, and keep your heart rate as low as possible at the speeds that you're running at. So all these good things, I don't want to keep blabbering on, but all these good things happen from strength training, and especially training with higher weight, lower reps. And so I'm a big advocate for that, for runners and strength training. And so something else that you'll notice with my strength training, and something else I would advocate for other people, especially runners, is a lot of single leg work. And this is important for injury prevention, because when we think about running, it's a single leg exercise. Every time you take a stride, most of the time, you have one foot on the ground, right? And so you're propelling your body forward with one foot on the ground. It's one foot makes impact with the ground, which stabilizes your body and then propels you forward. So doing a lot of single leg work while you're training for running, I think is super important, not only for performance but for injury prevention. So you'll notice that as well. So these are just some of the whys behind doing what I'm doing. And so when we get to the gym, I'll kind of show you what I'm doing today, as well as kind of talk through a little bit more of why behind each exercise. So see you there. So like I was saying, the first exercise I'm going to be doing is speed box squats. And so the reason I'm doing speed box squats to start out is I'm trying to, like I said, increase force production for my running to improve my running economy, running speed. And a big way that we can do that in the gym is to do things that are powerful, meaning do explosive type movements. And a lot of times I would do plyometrics or advocate for plyometrics for most people. But I'm coming off of kind of a little bit of irritation with my Achilles, so I don't want to jump right now. So another way that we can do that is through explosive barbell movements. So this is a barbell speed box squat. I'm gonna be doing 5 sets of 3, and I'll show you what that kind of looks like. So hopefully, as you saw last set, the intention behind this is to move sub-maximal weight as fast, as quickly, and as powerful as possible. It's all about the intention of moving semi-heavy weight rapidly, and that's what's going to increase your rate of force production. All right, so one other thing that I want to talk about for barbell speed box squats is the reason that we use a box, and why I like that is because it forces you to come to a complete stop for a split second, and then produce force as hard and as fast as possible from a complete stop. So I think that does a better job at increasing your force production and rate of force production going from a complete stop than doing it from a rebound out of the bottom of a squat. So that's why I like to use a box, and really just want to set it up just so you're about 90 degrees. We don't really get any more benefit from this exercise from doing it any lower. So that's what I'd recommend for trying to increase your rate of force production as much as possible with the barbell speed box squat. So. So I just finished my speed box squats. I'm done with my rate of force production training for the day. And now I'm gonna move into my main strength movement, which I'm gonna continue with the barbell box squat work. Here I'm gonna be doing 3 sets of 3 heavy box squats. And here the whole goal is to move as much weight as possible while leaving a rep in the tank. And here I'm just trying to improve my overall strength. So that way, as that goes higher, then I'll be able to use more weight for my rate of force production training, which will improve my running performance. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish here, just trying to move as much weight as I possibly can and improve strength. So for heavy sets, I do like to encourage ramp up sets. So meaning instead of doing the same weight for all 3 sets, I think it's better for training stimulus as well as our nervous system if we take a gradual step up approach throughout the 3 sets. So for instance, I did 225 on my first set. I'm gonna do 245 on this set, and then I hope to do 255 for the next set. It's kind of the goal. So that's how I would encourage kind of ramping up for anything like heavy like this. All right, so 245 felt like a probably RPE of 8.5, 9. So I'm gonna keep it there for today. You know, we don't always have to force. Actually, I would say that we don't want to force progression when our body is telling us that we're not quite ready for it. So today, not feeling quite ready for it. So I'm gonna stay at 245 for my last set. Just work on good quality technique. So next, got single leg Romanian deadlifts. This is probably my least favorite exercise ever. I'm not joking, but I would also say it's probably the best exercise for runners because of just the joint angle, which I'm gonna do a video on that tomorrow, so I'll talk about that more tomorrow. But it was probably one of the best exercises for runners for injury prevention and for performance, but again, I despise it. But I'm gonna do 3 sets of 6 today on these, so I'm gonna knock out this first set. All right, so one of the reasons I think this is the best exercise for runners, if we think about how do we land when we run, right? So we land, if I were to land, this is about the position that I would land in the ground and stride from, all right? So look at this angle from my hip to my knee, down to my ankle, all right? Now watch this exercise and look at that angle. All right, so now I'm gonna move on to the some single leg curls. So I like to hit the hamstrings directly because of their importance with running, as most of us know. But I'm gonna do a single leg version because, again, when we run, we're on one leg. So I do a lot of my work on one leg. Also, I have a strength discrepancy between my right and left side. My right hamstring is definitely stronger than my left, so it's something that I'm actively working on. Really trying to bring up the strength on my left side. So in order to do that, I got to do it one side at a time. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm doing 3 sets of 6 to 8. Again, I'm not going any higher than 8 reps in any of my work right now. Just trying to work on strength. So here I go. Hold on. I had my wife's weight. All right, so we're gonna do some weighted V-ups today because that's my wife's favorite. She's here and she was adamant about doing it. So this is what we're gonna do. So a weighted V-up's basically a moving hollow body hold. I'm gonna use some weight. So this is what it looks like. All right, so one thing I want you to notice on this one is watch my low back and my core. Watch how there's no arch in my low back. I'm actively trying to drive my low back down into the floor by squeezing my abs, and that's where we're gonna get a lot of the work on this exercise. So you're just really trying to squeeze, drive the low back down and keep that back flat on this. You should really feel in your abs. No arch in the low back. Keep that the whole time. All right, so last exercise of the day is a seated calf raise. And the reason I'm doing seated versus standing, so when your calf is made of 2 major muscles. You have your gastroc here and you have your soleus. If you can see that muscle right there, that's my soleus. This is your primary calf running muscle when we're just talking about easy pace. Unless you're sprinting, you're gonna get a lot of, your soleus is gonna be your primary mover in your calf, okay? So that's what I'm strengthening here. That's what a seated calf raise strengthens, is your soleus. When your knee is straight, you're gonna be strengthening most of your gastroc. I do that in my training as well, but today it's gonna be focused on that soleus muscle. And again, I'm gonna do single leg just to work on any strength discrepancies between the two sides. And also we run on one leg at a time. So again, that's a lot of training, strength training for runners should be on one leg. And again here, I'm sticking to that low rep, high weight. Most people for calf stuff wouldn't do that. But again, when it comes to running, it's all about strength versus body weight. How strong are you compared to your, relative to your body weight? The stronger you are compared to your body weight, the faster you're gonna be able to move. And so the best way to do that is get stronger but not add muscle mass. And so by doing high weight, low reps, that's what we're working on. So that was my workout for today. Hope you guys liked a little sneak peek, hopefully that some of that information was helpful. Sorry if it was information overload, but we'll have more workouts together. I'm looking forward to that. But so today, training's done. I got my run in this morning early, got some breakfast, and then got my lift in, and now it's time for the work day. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow.